The town of Hollow Creek was known for its eerie quietness, broken only by the occasional creaking of ancient trees and the distant howl of a chilling wind. Among the locals, a spine-chilling legend circulated about a dream that never ended, a dream haunted by ghosts and malevolent spirits that preyed on the restless souls of those unfortunate enough to experience it. One stormy night, Sarah, a young artist with a penchant for exploring the unknown, sought refuge in an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of Hollow Creek. The mansion, draped in shadows and echoing with the whispers of the past, seemed like the perfect setting for inspiration. Little did she know that this decision would plunge her into a nightmarish reality. As Sarah stepped over the threshold, a sudden coldness enveloped her, and the air seemed to thicken with a sense of foreboding. Ignoring the ominous signs, she ventured deeper into the mansion, her footsteps echoing through the empty halls like a melancholic heartbeat. In a dimly lit room, Sarah discovered an ornate mirror that seemed to hold a peculiar allure. As she gazed into its depths, an unsettling dizziness overcame her, and the room around her blurred into a dreamscape. She found herself standing in the heart of a spectral forest where ethereal mist clung to gnarled branches and moonlight cast eerie shadows on the ground. The dream had begun. As Sarah wandered through the ghostly landscape, she encountered spirits that whispered forgotten secrets and harbored unresolved grievances. Pale apparitions with hollow eyes and twisted limbs emerged from the shadows, reaching out for her in silent desperation. The air resonated with the mournful cries of the tormented, creating a symphony of anguish that reverberated through the endless dream. The mansion, now a looming silhouette against the spectral horizon, served as a focal point for the trapped spirits. Each room became a portal to a different nightmare, a twisted reality where the boundaries between life and death crumbled into dust. Sarah soon realized the dream was an inescapable labyrinth with no exit and no respite. No matter how far she walked, the landscape twisted and contorted, trapping her in a perpetual nightmare. The spirits, once mere echoes of the past, became more tangible, their ghostly fingers brushing against her skin like icy tendrils. Haunted by the relentless pursuit of malevolent spirits, Sarah struggled to maintain her sanity. Faces distorted by anguish manifested in the shadows, and unsettling whispers echoed through the dream, promising eternal torment for those who dared to trespass in the realm between worlds. Time lost its meaning as the dream stretched into an interminable eternity. Sarah's waking life became a distant memory, and the line between reality and nightmare blurred into a surreal tapestry of horror. Each night, the dream evolved, revealing new horrors and testing the limits of her endurance. In the waking world, Hollow Creek transformed into a desolate ghost town, its streets echoing with the phantom footsteps of those lost to the dream that never ended. The mansion, now a looming specter on the hill, cast a shadow over the once thriving community. Sarah, now a spectral figure in her own right, moved through the dream with hollow eyes and a haunted expression. The spirits that once tormented her now regarded her with a mixture of pity and malevolence, as if she had become one of them. The legend of the dream that never ended persisted, whispered among the few who dared to tread near Hollow Creek. The mansion, with its dark secrets and haunted corridors, stood as a testament to the inescapable horror that awaited any who dared to cross the threshold into the realm of perpetual nightmares, a realm where the line between the living and the dead faded and the echoes of past sins lingered for eternity. In the remote village of Ravenshade, nestled between dense woods and mist-laden moors, a tale whispered through generations spoke of a dream that never ended. It was a ghastly slumber, inhabited by ghosts and sinister spirits that ensnared unsuspecting souls in a web of eternal terror. One stormy night, Emma, a curious young woman with a penchant for the mysterious, sought refuge in an old mansion that stood at the edge of Ravenshade. The mansion, its time-worn facade bearing witness to untold secrets, beckoned to her with an eerie allure. Drawn by an unseen force, Emma ventured into the decaying structure, its creaking floorboards echoing through the empty halls like mournful whispers. In the heart of the mansion, Emma stumbled upon an ornate mirror, its surface seemingly untouched by the passage of time. As she gazed into its depths, a chilling wind swept through the room, extinguishing the feeble candlelight. The reflection in the mirror began to warp, and the room dissolved into an otherworldly landscape. Emma found herself standing in a moonlit cemetery, tombstones looming like silent sentinels in the ghostly glow. Shadowy figures, their features obscured by a pallid mist, drifted among the graves. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, broken only by distant echoing whispers that seemed to emanate from the very fabric of the dream. The dream had begun, and Emma was now a captive in a realm between the living and the dead. As she navigated the ethereal landscape, Emma encountered ghosts with eyes that held the weight of forgotten sorrows. These spectral entities reached out to her, their translucent fingers grazing her skin with a cold touch that sent shivers down her spine. Unearthly moans filled the air as the spirits pleaded for release from the purgatory of the never-ending dream. The dream was a shifting maze of horror, where every path led to a new nightmare. Emma wandered through ghostly halls and fog-shrouded corridors, each step intensifying the feeling of being watched by unseen entities. Faces distorted by anguish appeared in the shadows, their eyes reflecting an eternity of torment. In her quest for escape, Emma discovered the mansion's grim history. It was once the residence of a malevolent occultist who'd conducted dark rituals to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. The mansion, now a nexus of spectral energy, served as a gateway to the dream that never ended, a realm where the occultist's victims were forever trapped. The spirits, tormented by the sins of the past, revealed to Emma the twisted narrative of their demise. Betrayals, curses, and unspeakable horrors were etched into the very fabric of the dream. The malevolent occultist, long gone from the mortal realm, still held sway over the spectral landscape, his influence manifesting in the nightmarish visions that haunted the dream. As the dream stretched into an interminable night, Emma's sanity began to unravel. The boundary between the dream and reality blurred, and the haunted mansion cast a looming shadow over the village of Ravenshade. In the waking world, the village descended into a state of perpetual gloom, its residents living under the suffocating weight of the supernatural presence that emanated from the dream. Emma, now a ghostly figure in both the dream and reality, moved through the spectral landscape with hollow eyes and a haunted expression. The spirits, once victims, now regarded her with a mix of sympathy and resentment. She'd become a part of the malevolent tapestry that trapped them all in the nightmare. The legend of the dream that never ended persisted, a cautionary tale whispered among the few who dared to venture into Ravenshade. The mansion, with its dark history and ghostly inhabitants, stood as a testament to the inescapable horror that awaited those who dared to peer into the mirror of eternal nightmares. A mirror that bridged the gap between worlds, where the living and the dead danced in an eternal waltz of fear and despair. In the heart of Blackwood Forest, shrouded in an eternal mist, there stood an ancient mansion with a history stained by the macabre. The locals spoke in hushed tones of a dream that never ended, a cursed slumber haunted by ghosts and malevolent spirits that preyed on the souls of the unwary. Sarah, an adventurous soul with a penchant for the supernatural, stumbled upon the mansion during her quest for the unknown. Drawn by an unseen force, she stepped into the decaying structure, the echoes of her footsteps reverberating through the hollow halls. The air within the mansion was thick with a foreboding stillness that sent shivers down her spine. In a desolate chamber, Sarah discovered a long-forgotten mirror with an ornate frame. Its glass seemed to hold a darkness that whispered promises of mysteries and terrors beyond imagination. Mesmerized, Sarah gazed into the mirror, and as the room faded away, she found herself standing in an ethereal realm. The dream had begun, a twisted dreamscape where time held no sway. The landscape unfolded like a nightmare painting. Moonlit meadows stretched into infinity, skeletal trees reached for the heavens, and a ghostly mist clung to the ground like a veil between worlds. It was a place untouched by life, where shadows danced to an otherworldly rhythm. As Sarah wandered through the dream, ghostly apparitions materialized from the mist. Transparent figures with hollow eyes and outstretched hands reached for her, their silent cries resonating in the air. The spirits were tormented souls, bound to the dream by a malevolent force that thirsted for the essence of the living. The mansion, now a looming silhouette on the horizon, served as a focal point for the spirit's anguish. Each room within its decaying walls held a fragment of the past, a tragic tale of betrayal, despair, and unspeakable horrors that had tethered the spirits to the dream. Sarah became entangled in their spectral drama, an unwitting participant in a play of eternal torment. As the dream persisted, the mansion's corridors morphed into nightmarish labyrinths, leading Sarah deeper into the clutches of the spectral entities. Faces contorted with suffering appeared in the shadows, their mournful whispers echoing through the dream. Sarah's attempts to escape only plunged her further into the ever-shifting nightmare. The dream was a realm where reality and illusion intertwined, blurring the line between the living and the dead. Sarah's waking life became a distant memory, a flicker in the vast expanse of the dream. The forest surrounding the mansion in Blackwood became an oppressive force, its trees whispering secrets of ancient curses and forgotten rituals. With each passing night, Sarah's spirit waned, and the dream tightened its grip. The spirits, once faceless phantoms, gained substance, their spectral forms becoming more tangible, their touch more chilling. They beckoned her into the depths of the dream, where the boundaries between worlds dissolved into an abyss of perpetual terror. In the waking world, Blackwood Forest echoed with an unnatural stillness. The villagers, sensing the malevolence that emanated from the mansion, avoided the area, leaving it to the mercy of the supernatural forces that gripped it. The dream began to seep into the realm of the living, casting a shadow over the once thriving village. Sarah, now a mere specter in the dream, moved through the mist-laden meadows with hollow eyes and a haunted expression. The spirits regarded her with a mixture of pity and malice, as if she were a pawn in a cosmic game of suffering. The legend of the dream that never ended persisted, whispered among those daring enough to speak of Blackwood Forest. The mansion, with its dark secrets and tormented spirits, loomed as a sinister monument, a warning that some dreams are not meant to be explored, for in their depths, the spirits of the past lay in wait, ready to ensnare wandering souls in an eternal dance of horror and despair.